The Justin Robert Young program brought to you as always by everybody who supports us at PayJuryDaily.com. Again, PayJuryDaily.com. We have had a swelling of the ranks. We are now tickling the threshold of a big milestone here, one that will bring more interviews. In fact, we're doing a little in pre-work. I got an interview set up for tomorrow that we might be able to flow in to this very program on a more regular basis. But tell you what, you want to be a part of it? Come on, be a part of it. PayJuryDaily.com. Enough of talking about how we support the show, though. What do you say we just do the darn thing? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. But I just said, like, do it. Yeah. Is that like a uniquely white guy voice? Yeah. Why don't you? Well, I don't know. I don't know why. For whatever reason, I made that noise, and I thought it sounded like a white person, an angry white person. Oh, well. All right. Hi, welcome everybody. It's the Jury Daily Show. A few real quick things before we get into the main event here today. Number one, I went to a party, a gathering for somebody's birthday on Saturday. Here was the idea. Everybody was going to go, and we were going to meet at this bar in Alameda. Alameda is an island. It is off the coast of Oakland. And it's this great bar. It's called Forbidden Island, and it is the spiritual home of the Mai Tai. It is a tiki bar that, as legend has it, the Mai Tai was invented at Trader Vic's. And then the bartenders for Trader Vic's started Forbidden Island. So we're going to this thing. And we're there because Jello Biafra of the Dead Kennedys has a DJ set. All right? So we're already way into this, right? So this is happening. This is all very hip, right? Here's what's happened. I've aged at a spectacular rate. I am aging, once a spry young hipster, I am now aging at the speed of the homeboy who takes a sip off the wrong chalice in Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. That's the speed at which I am aging in front of all of you. You know, when I started this Jury Daily thing, I had a few less fucking gray hairs in my still luxurious mane of hair. Which I'll tell you what, considering I still have a luxurious mane of hair, I'm okay with that transaction. But here's something that is gone and has not come back. My ability to leave the house beyond 7:30 at night. Now, I can still kind of go once I'm out at 7:30. I can go late. But I'm having a harder time just making the call to leave. It's becoming harder and harder. So this event basically is going to start at like 9. And I'm like, my dude, this is going to be a real hard, I don't know how we're going to square this circle. But I soldier on. Yes, friends, I am indeed a hero. We do not all wear capes. And it was at that moment, got in the Uber and we went from Oakland to Alameda. And I realized something that I had not, I guess it had been so long. It had been so long since I'd been to a bar, a popular bar on a Saturday night, And I got up to the guy, and I forgot that I needed ID. Now, this is also a double fuck you, JuRY, you're old, and also a fuck you, JuRY, you're a hipster. Because my initial thought is, oh, I wonder if I can prove how old I am on Apple Pay. Because that's my number one thing. Whenever I forget my wallet, I just like, oh, shit, I need to go to a place with Apple Pay so I know I can pay. But they don't have IDs on Apple Pay. Get on that, by the way. So I got to go back. And friends, when I tell you that it is, I am a hero for leaving the house at that late hour, then imagine the trials and tribulations that have to befall me as I walk back into my apartment and see my bed. And I'm like, oh, no. I wonder, I'm doing the calculus in my head, how much is everybody going to be pissed off at me if I just don't leave? But no, again, hero. Grab my wallet, get the fuck back in the thing, and I had a good time. It was a fun evening, and I'm happy that I went. But man, I'm old. I just don't know what to say. And now here's what's interesting is I talk about all this on Twitter on Saturday night, and it's very interesting. There are only two ways that people interact with that kind of, you would think it is the most relatable content of all. If there's one thing, we all might like different kinds of foods and enjoy different music and have different opinions on the news and in politics. If there's one thing that we all do, it's age, right? We age. And yet, for whatever reason, the two ways that people interact with this comment, with this kind of story is either A, you're not old enough. Imagine the things you're going to talk about when you're even older, which is an interesting way to go about it, to not even like relate to the moment. Because if you're older than me and you've been through what I've been through, then you should be like, oh, that's funny. I remember the first time that I did that, beep, bop, boop. But instead, it's like, we skip right beyond I'm relating to you and go immediately to abandon all hope, ye who enter, right? That's it. And then the other thing is just making fun of me, which is kind of what I was trying to steer toward anyway. So there's that. That was my Saturday night. We're going to do a real quick lyric breakdown here. Lucinda Lubentube, one of our faves here on the program, sent in the following email saying for us to read the lyrics. So lyric breakdown, Ariana Grande's Christmas original, Santa Tell Me. Facer Volt ID says getting in and out of chairs without groaning. Oh no, dude, I'm doing that now. Except I like to try to keep it festive, and so I just try to make sounds that I would imagine I would make if I were a character in Mario Kart. Like, I'll just make sounds like, ooh, or like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yo. Like, I don't know why. For whatever reason, I feel like that it keeps me on some level young. Woo! Ariana Grande. You're right. Here we go. We're going to read these lyrics. We can't really play the song because then we'll get taken off YouTube. But they haven't started taking people off YouTube for reading lyrics yet. Here's what Lucinda wrote. If you're still looking for a Christmas song to break down, consider Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. She isn't sure if she should have sex with a guy and ask Santa to help her make the call. There's only one reason I could think that Ariana would ask him. Are Santa's round-the-clock surveillance findings of the naughty and nice list available on requisition? Happy holidays. Well, folks, here we go. Here's the chorus. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares, because I can't give it all away if he won't be here next year. All right. So first things first, it's very obvious this is trying to be a new Last Christmas, right? Chorus for Last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. On the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to somebody special. This is a similar kind of idea, but this is from a female perspective where Last Christmas was sung by Wham. Number two, it seems as if Ariana Grande has a very godlike idea about Santa. Now, I guess we already understand that Santa has some kind of supernatural power, so we can keep an eye on everybody's in the human population's actions at all times. There are very heaven and hell, good place, bad place, actuarial tables, kind of parallels to both of the archetypes. But it is interesting that she starts this thing off by saying, Santa, tell me if you're really there. Because the way she sings it is like, if you exist. And then, of course, there is, I can't give it all away if he won't be here next year. So I would concur with Lucinda that that's about, in a pop song, in like a Christmas pop song, that's as close as you can get to saying, I kind of want to fuck, but I don't know if this guy is going to be a creepo. Into the first verse. Feeling Christmas all around, and I'm trying to play it cool. But it's hard to focus when I see him walking across the room. Let It Snow is blasting out, but I won't get in the mood. I'm avoiding every mistletoe until I know it's... So, all right, weird thing here. Let It Snow is blasting out, but I won't get in the mood. As if, you know, the weather outside, it's frightful, but the fire is so delightful, is an immediate... a boner factory and lady primer. I didn't know that Let It Snow was such an aphrodisiac. Are there that many people that are fucking to let it snow? Have you ever fucked to let it snow? Please email me in jurydaily@gmail.com or send me a tweet at Justin R. Young. If you're watching on YouTube, go write it down there below. Have you ever fucked to let it snow? And if not, why not? Here's the pre-chorus. True love he thinks of. So next Christmas, I'm not all alone, boy. Back to the chorus. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares, because I can't give it all away if he won't be here next year. Back to the second verse. I've been down this road before. This is her last Christmas, right? I've been down this road before. Fell in love on Christmas night. But on New Year's Day, I woke up and he wasn't by my side. Now I need someone to hold, be my fire in the cold, but it's hard to tell if this is just a fling or if it's... All right. Who's falling in love on Christmas night? Unless you're fucking one of your cousins, right? Like, who? Every Christmas night that I've ever been around is either it's been around family. Everybody's kind of faced by the end of it. People are, sometimes you go to the movies and something like that. Maybe if you're a real degenerate, then you wait until all your family is kind of settled in, and then you and your friends fuck off to the one bar that's open on Christmas Eve. But who's falling in love? This isn't Halloween. This isn't St. Patrick's Day. Those are falling in love holidays. Those are you're out. You're mixing and mingling with people your age. Jeez, Ariana. True love that he thinks of. So next Christmas, I'm not all alone, boy. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares, because I can't give it all away if he won't be here next year. Jay King is saying that his wife and I did start dating on Christmas Eve. Well, I don't know, maybe so. Maybe I'm on the wrong on this. I apologize to Ariana. The bridge. Oh, I want to have him beside me like, whoa, whoa, whoa. On the 25th by that fireplace. Oh, whoa, whoa. But I don't want a new broken heart. This year I've got to be smart. Oh, baby, Santa, tell me if you won't be here. Santa, tell me. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, this is the first time that I maybe think that is she like singing this in front of her prospective new boyfriend / fuck toy? Like, I mean, no, she wants a boyfriend. She doesn't want it to be a boy toy situation. Is she like just loudly saying, "Oh, Santa"? And also, who this is like kind of a prayer, right? I mean, I guess it might be in a letter to Santa. That might make more sense. And I guess if she's writing, then she's not saying it out loud. But wouldn't it be funny if she was doing both? She's just sitting there writing like, Santa, tell me, will he be here? And he was like, I'm right here, lady. I think maybe you haven't been able to keep a man because you keep writing creepy-ass letters. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares, because I can't give it all away if he won't be here next year. How many times are they going to repeat this goddamn chorus? This is why fucking Paul McCartney just gave up over simply having a wonderful Christmas time. He's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to write a song. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Times 80. Nailed it. Paul, you really need to put some lyrics. Do I? I'm Paul McCartney. I mean, just meet me halfway, put like 3 lyrics. Okay. By the fire, here tonight, something else, times 75. And we're done. And finally, the outro for Ariana. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if he won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares, because I can't give it all away if he won't be here next year. Now, as new Christmas songs go, I think it's fine. I do. It's a little repetitive. It is basically just saying, hey, we need. When did this come out? 2014, 2016. They're like, hey, it's been a while since we've had a new Last Christmas. Write a new Last Christmas. Although this one was more like it was before. She had not yet been betrayed. She'd been betrayed in the past, but it's hopeful. It is more hopeful than Last Christmas. Last Christmas is very sad. Also, it kind of sounds like a loser singing it, right? Last Christmas. Like a very talented loser, Ariana Grande seems forward-focused. Cheers to you. Merry Christmas, Ariana. I'll tell you, we only got a few more days for me to break down Christmas songs. So if you want to send them in, jurydaily@gmail.com. Again, jurydaily@gmail.com. And again, thanks to Lucinda Lubentube for sending that one in. Lau Roman writes, I do not have all the facts, and I do not have a doctor's degree to validate my assertion. But you forgot the single most white black person so far, Michael Jackson. I understand that he may have had a condition, but 0 of the people I've seen in the real world or photos online showing vitiligo seems to have worked out like it did for him. I get that he was a private person, but still. There were other circumstances regarding Michael Jackson, but most are pretty public, and I'm not sure it's my place to bring them up. If it helps, I'm an Eastern European white. Thank you, Lau. And you're right. I did forget about the most famous example of a black person turning white. Look at me. I'm doing a professional podcast. Nicholas writes, long time I wanted to say I enjoy the daily format. Many years ago, you wrote a holiday book and did an audio book with it. I have lost my copy of that, and so I'm requesting that you read your version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. I would love to have that in audio form to share with my friends. Yeah, you want to know what? Maybe I'll do, maybe I'll even do a little, I'll even write a little new short story that I can share with all of you, the JuRY Daily listenership. That'd be my little Christmas gift to yins. Scale writes, I'm writing to correct the record regarding the group known as the Proud Boys. Your summation of their formation is largely correct. However, in your podcast, you erroneously described them as having been infiltrated by white supremacists and white nationalists. This is not the case. The Proud Boys pride themselves on being comprised of boys from many races. The misconception comes in from the media's reliance on organizations such as the Southern Poverty Law Center and outlets like Vox, who have in recent years proven themselves wholly unreliable in their assessment of groups and individuals. For Christ's sakes, they've called Ben Shapiro, who is an Orthodox Jew, the same sort of things. Let me pause here. Vox called my friend Lacey Green a alt-right commentator last week, which is like the funniest thing I might have ever heard in my entire life. Lacey Green, who does sex ed videos on YouTube and has a book out that everybody should go buy, like, she did a few videos talking about the idea of, quote unquote red pilling, and like has like talked to people with views she doesn't agree with in the spirit of, connection and understanding. She is in no way an alt-right commentator. And the fact that anybody would think that is one of the funniest. Like, Lacey Green is like, if you were to take the Wikipedia definition of Berkeley and make it a person, it's Lacey Green. She's like very nice and so liberal. It's like one of the funniest things that, like, in this weird telephone game of reputation online, that something can get, like, go from 0 to 60 that quick, man. Holy shit. All right, here. Scale continues. White supremacist, white nationalist, Aryan nationalist, alt-right, alt-light, neo-Nazi, and fascist are words with very specific meanings, and they've been thrown around much too lightly these days. This isn't just laziness, it's deliberate. It's the lefty media's tired tactic of declaring everyone who disagrees with me is Hitler. The Proud Boys are, however, blatant chauvinists and freely admit so if hanging shit on people for that particular kind of wrong thing is your thing, then go nuts. Okay. Scale, to correct where I got that from, that was the whole Proud Boy origin story, which I was mostly interested because it apparently involves my friend Ben. And if you didn't listen to that episode, it's not like Ben started the Proud Boys. He was such a nebbish young man that Gavin McGinnis kept making fun of him with musical songs because he's a theater nerd. And one of them was Proud of Your Boy, and then everything kind of spun off from there. The reason why I said it had been infiltrated by white nationalists and white chauvinists was not because of something I got from the lefty media. It was rather the same interview that I heard that origin story from, which is with Anthony Cumia, who is about as far from a lefty shill as I would generally guess, unless you go, far farther than that. But his point was that the Proud Boys, as it's a decentralized organization, the popularity it gained from being a group that defends conservative thinkers took it in another direction that was not initially supposed to be, was not the initial point of the Proud Boys, as far as I can understand it. If somebody else wants to email in and tell me more about it, please do, because I'm not here to pretend like I'm some sort of expert. I was just saying that he said it, or at least that's where I got that. I do agree, though, specifically after last week, man, we are tossing a lot of this shit around like way too freely, considering what it carries with it. I don't know. I always wonder whether or not, I guess I'd have to be more popular for somebody to give a fuck to paint me as something that I'm not. I've always kind of assumed that I could, I could get through anything by just saying, hey, look, everything I've talked about a lot on the show. Here are places where you can hear it. But then again, that's the defense that Kevin Hart just tried to use, and that didn't really get him much. So, who knows? I'm damned to hell. I've been talking too much on the goddamn internet for my entire life, so fuck it. What do you say we just hang out here? Ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for us today. I want to thank everybody who makes this show possible. We got some new grand jurors. The Jen, Petey Rave, Non-Specific Rock and Roll Martian, Joe Acosta, whoa! Redneck Tech James, the OG Brito, whoa! And Matthew B. Email jurydaily@gmail.com if you want to get your thoughts here on the show. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and comment down below. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat @JustinRYoung. And, of course, you can join our Discord, bit.ly/JuRyDiscord. Join the Jury Box. Head on over there. It's running all night long. Folks, that about wraps it up. Please give a round of applause to Mr. Wacky. And until next time, please don't.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.